Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from these guys, Brew Gentlemen, out of Braddock, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Pittsburgh. So this is the third, this is part of their Mise and Rose collection, which is a series of oak-aged farmhouse ales. But even as a smaller part of that, this is Exploration and Discovery number 3, which is a separate series. So each one of these numbers has been a different style of beer. This one says, number 3 is our take on a Biere De Garde, a farmhouse-style ale with roots in northern France. Aged in red wine barrels for over 6 months with our house culture, then further conditioned in the bottle. So this was bottled in August of 2017. So at this point, it's been in the bottle almost an entire year because it is July now. So, but it did bottle condition for probably, 4 or 5 months before they released it. This hasn't been out at the brewery for that long. Actually, yeah, that's what it says in here. 6 months. Oh no, that's the red wine barrels. Just further conditioning the bottle. Anyways, this is 7.0 ABV. I'm really curious to see how this is going to be because I love Brew Gentlemen and everything they do, but American Biere De Gardes are like all over the place. Or Biere De Gardes in general, to me, are all over the place. I've had so many different flavors and different things I've gotten out of them, so I'm really curious to see what Brew Gentleman's take is going to be on it. So as you can see, it pours a very, very slightly cloudy, but pretty much translucent, dark orange to red color. It had about a finger's worth of white head, but that faded pretty quickly. I'm not surprised because I figured this was going to be a pretty lively beer and it's fairly carbonated. There's a lot of cheesy funk in this. Excuse me. It has a little bit of that like Flemish red cheesy funk to it. There's definitely a good bit of oak. I would say some dark fruits and a little bit of that like sweet tarty candy type character. So this is really interesting because I assume it's actually I wouldn't say it's undercarbonated, but it's less carbonated than I was expecting, given how it fizzed really quickly. If it poured like this, then I wouldn't be surprised, but it did have a decent bit of head, and I didn't pour it like shit either. So to me, it is similar to a Flemish red, not quite to the extent of being like as cheesy, as acidic, not quite as like apple cider vinegary. But it does have kind of like that underlying caramel base. It is a little bit tart, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like sour. It does have some cheesy funk to it, and it's oaky. Has a little bit of like the overripened apple skin and like leathery character too. I would say for this style, this is one of the best American interpretations I've ever had, I think. But that's what I like about it, because I think it's pretty good, but they're also keeping it true to style. They didn't just call it a Biere De Garde and it's just like a, some, like a generic, not generic, but just a random a good American wild ale that really doesn't stay true to the style itself. Um, I'm trying to think to what to like in this too, because it's not quite to that Flemish red character, but it's definitely leaning more towards that. There's more of a malt character, more of like an underlying cheesy funk versus like actual sourness and like minerally character. But I would say it falls somewhere in between those two things. Trying to think of how. I think this is relatively cheap too. I think it was only like $13. Excuse me, like $13 for the 750, which is a pretty good deal. I wanted to open this tonight because I'm going back to Pittsburgh next weekend, and I heard they still have some bottles of this, so I wanted to see if I thought it was worth picking up more, which I definitely do now. My only complaint, and again it's minimal, is I wish it was a little more carbonated. They're usually really, really on point with their carbonation. I know with wild stuff, it's bottle conditioned. That's definitely harder to control. So, I definitely cut them some slack for that. But that's like the only negative thing I would have to say about that. But that's very, very small. That's a very, very small complaint. I still really like it. So given the price of this, I would definitely say this is a buy. I'm going to buy more. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy more if they still have it, but I'm pretty sure that they do. So I would recommend anyone else who likes Biere De Gardes, likes Brew Gentlemen, or likes American Wild Ales in general, to check this out. I think it's pretty nice. So, yeah, that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.